All right, thank you for joining us on the very first episode of Fool's Banter Radio. I'm your host, Brad. Joining me are three of my very good friends. To my left, I have Steve. In front of me, I have Keith. And to the right of me, I have Edwin. How you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Pretty good? Good?
Not too bad,
Yeah.
A little hungover.
A little hungover. Had some fun last night, did you, Steve?
For a couple hours.
Yeah.
Until my friend decided to bail and we were at his house and he was our ride.
Oh, gosh.
Left you there hanging.
Yeah.
So, Fool's Banter Radio is going to be a comedy variety show, primarily about video games and nerd culture and whatever silly, stupid shit we can think of. There's some stories from our past, funny shit, you know.
Yeah.
Couple of you I haven't seen in a while. Keith, I haven't seen you in a couple months, but Edwin, shit, it must have been years, huh?
I'd have been, yeah.
Really?
At least a year and a half.
Yeah, man. Last time I
I've
saw
probably
him,
seen you
Yeah.
more recently than he's
last
seen
time
me.
I saw him was like the day before you left Walmart. I think
Yeah.
that was.
I think,
Really?
I think in person, that's the last time I saw him. I mean, I've seen him
Yeah.
a couple times.
I don't know why, but
Yeah, we've
Playing online, but
that one time you had the party, I keep thinking that he was there, but it was Rage Cage.
Yeah,
That came, yeah.
Rage Cage. I've seen him quite often. He was working there longer than Edwin. But yeah, so video games. So one thing I wanted to do was, I didn't tell any of you guys this ahead of time, but I kind of wanted to go around the table and hear what all of our very favorite, most influential video game of all time has been for us. I know some of you probably know what mine is, but I only have an idea of some of your guys's.
Oh, man.
Who wants to start? Who's got it off of their head?
All
I
right.
say Steve starts.
Steve,
Go around the
okay.
table.
Go around the table. Counter or clockwise?
I don't know. It really depends. As far as like a single player campaign, probably Half-Life 2.
Half-Life 2?
I don't know why, but that campaign was like my favorite campaign ever.
That's a pretty good one.
It's just gonna come down to Valve games for me because my favorite like multiplayer is Left 4 Dead.
Yeah,
you know that. I have like 2,000 hours in each Left 4 Dead game.
That was my idea for what your favorite game was.
Left 4 Dead 1 for sure was
Left 4 Dead.
probably
You didn't like Left 4
top.
Dead 2 as much, did you?
not as much. It wasn't as good. They tried to change stuff that didn't need to be changed.
I liked the character. I liked the special infected. That's what I liked.
I didn't like them. I don't know. I like the original. The thing is, they had a perfect balance in the original one because you would get two of the hunters. Like, I don't know these, and I played so much. Two of the hunters and a smoker and a boomer, but you could reset. Like, if the people know what they're doing, they could keep killing off the ones that can't pin. So you could get 4 pinners and instantly kill another team.
Dude, you're just like getting into the meta of Left 4 Dead.
You don't know.
Like-
I was on not really professional, but a team. We actually did like online tournaments and stuff.
What?
A little bit, yeah.
No.
Yeah, when I was
How do I not know
over
this?
at Matt's, I played that so much. I would seriously be over at Matt's and play that all day, every day.
How do I not
when he
know
was on
this?
his computer. Yeah, I had
That's
these
crazy,
people
man.
played a bunch.
See, that game for me was just like, it felt too much like an arcade game. It was fun at the
Yeah,
start.
that's what
but
everybody says.
It was just the same thing over and over again.
Well, I think that whole nature of the super fast movement speed and crazy guns and just fast pace, run and gun and then stop and
through,
then,
yeah.
you're dead, but you're instantly back alive and you're good to go.
That's
Let's
like-
keep going.
I watched SGDQ a lot, and they did a speed run, quote unquote, of Left 4 Dead, and I watched 4 people run through on the easy difficulty, and I'm like, I could have destroyed their time by like a half an hour.
Then do it.
by myself.
Yeah.
Like it was terrible.
Maybe we'll make a video of you speedrunning some Left 4 Dead.
I could probably do, not counting the DLCs. It's like 5 in the second game and like 4 in the first one. I could probably do the first 4 in like 40 minutes.
Wow.
So what about Vermintide? Have you actually played that?
Yeah.
I keep wanting to play it, but
I don't know.
I want to play it with people.
But
From what I hear, it's just like an exact clone of Left 4 Dead, but with like fantasy aspects to it. Have you heard of the game?
yeah.
It's Warhammer Vermintide.
Oh, wow. No, I know next to nothing about Warhammer other than that most comic book stores have a ton of their little miniatures.
all their
The
40K
world is
board
cool.
games.
It's interesting and everything. What about you, Keith? Have you heard of Warhammer Vermintide?
Not Vermintide, but I have heard the Warhammer series. And,
Well, yeah, everyone's heard about that.
Vermintide
And I
Like
listened to some books on tape, and I was like, I want.
Man, you should check out that Vermintide game. I can show it to you here a little bit after the podcast.
All
I
right.
can show you some videos and stuff like that. But yeah, to
It's
you,
like
man, have you thought about what your all-time favorite game is?
Well, entry level came in for me was the thing that comes to mind for me is Heroes of Might and Magic. But then again, that wasn't what I started connecting with friends with. That was Diablo 2.
Of course, I know that. We'll get into that a little later. I was going to bring that up later.
Yeah, I'll leave that one to you. But recently, the two games that were the first game that I really got into after Diablo kind of cooled down, and I'm starting to play it again. But Destiny, I wish they would have more storyline in the game.
Oh,
because
Destiny.
the world, I just love how everything feels like. I think they changed, at least the first part. Now I want them to kind of give the striker a little bit of breathing room back, because now they have all these new.
Yeah, they got this new DLC coming out. I
Did
thought they
you
were
play
done with it.
a lot of Halo? I don't know that about you, whether or not you
I
played
did
that.
play it, and I liked the idea of it, but I think that's where
I don't think you ever had an Xbox, right?
No, that was Jimmy's brothers and Jimmy sometimes.
Okay. Jimmy being the guy we hung out with as kids, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, Destiny's pretty good. I think aren't they releasing like a second Destiny coming up soon?
Well, they've
Yeah,
talked about they're making it, but yeah, they put.
I hope they don't go with the name that I hear they're going to go with, Destiny 2, because I'm like,
Why's that?
You want something a little more
BS
snazzy
name.
there?
It's like maybe they'll make it Destiny Volume 2, like Guardians Volume 2.
yeah, see, something
He's like, just throw the volume in there and it's loads better, I'll tell you what.
it's loads better. Not my
Its
favorite.
volume's better, you might say.
Oh my god.
Oh boy.
Oh gosh.
But yeah, that's a pretty cool game. I couldn't really get into it too much.
I played a little.
I mean, I
know,
played a little
too.
bit, and I'm like, I know where this game is going. It's
I think it's my mentality. I like playing football as a kid.
Do you
and
like
doing
the,
striker, shoulder charge?
Do you like the
football,
multiplayer of it?
Oh
Is
yeah,
that what keeps you playing?
Me and a good group of our friends. There's this. We were part of AOD, Angels of Death, or Los Angels of Death, something like that.
was it playing?
It was our clan, and we were doing okay for a while, but I think there was a lot of bickering that could have been cut out of the group that would have made the whole game more enjoyable, and maybe we would
A lot
have
of
gone
button
professional.
heads that was holding your group back.
Yeah,
It sucks.
and I started to make my own Sentinel Wolves, Sentinel Wolf 775, because I wanted to get some local people in, because sometimes that local feel gives the gamers a little bit better perspective of each other.
Yeah, I think I found throughout the years as I've gotten older is I don't really bother playing with anyone that I've met
that
online.
you don't actually know. I'm
Yeah,
the same way.
I'd much prefer playing and chatting online with people that I actually know in real life. I don't even bother chatting even with when I'm in public games of any game or anything like
just
that.
turn off the mic.
I'm like, I don't want to know you. I don't give a shit about you.
Dude, that reminds me. I've been playing Black Ops a lot because it's on backwards compatibility on Xbox, and even if you're in a party, you can still hear the people talking in game chat. Me and my friend Justin get in this lobby, and people are just screaming. Somebody's sounds like he's possessed by the demon. And I know they're just messing around, but there's just somebody else who's in the same clan. He's a little clan tag. He's just like, expose him. And he just keeps saying that over and over again for 3 games. And we just are dying laughing.
Oh,
So now,
man. I
that
saw
all
this
the
thing.
time.
It was like this, it was not this, this African drug lord. It scares the shit out of people.
It's Rooster Teeth.
Is that where that's from?
It was a Ghost Recon
He's in there
ad.
talking with this African accent and stuff, messing with these little
Oh,
kids.
wait, no.
And
Oh,
they're
no, you're
they're
talking about...
Fuck you,
Okay,
fuck
never mind.
you. And he I'm sure he looked at their profile and where they live and their name and everything. And he's like, Jonathan, you better shut up or I will come and kill you in Texas. And the kid's like, oh, what the fuck, dude? This guy knows my name. He knows where I live. And he's like, I'm backing out. This video, I was just dying watching this video. I'm like, you guys don't realize you put all this information on your profile. All he has to do is hit a button to get it.
Yeah.
And they're like freaking out. And he's like sitting there doing like this witch doctor chanting and stuff like that, just freaking them out. It's pretty funny.
Oh gosh.
So Edwin, your all-time favorite game, man?
All-time favorite game. That's hard, man. I played a lot of games over the years.
Okay, what was possibly most influential?
I'll tell you the game that started it all was Age of Empires 1, Windows 95.
Really? Wow, I didn't know that.
That's like OG, real-time strategy. Not really strategy back then. It was more like exploiting. And from then on, it's always been like, I've always loved turn-based games. I've always sucked at turn-based games. But I always put so many hours.
You're like, I try so hard, man.
So I can't.
And then
I can't do the strategy. I'm so bad at it.
And then in my teens, it was Modern Warfare.
Oh yeah,
Call of Duty 4.
Yeah,
that was
for me.
Call of Duty.
That was thousands of hours.
My answer.
And I put so many into that game. Even was a part of a clan who got placed here in the West Coast just to do like those MLG tournaments back in the day, or not MLG. I don't know what was that other game battles. The higher end game battles. I think when that was the thing.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't remember
the one
stuff.
that was in it.
Yeah. Well, that was like almost 10 years ago now. Or actually 10 years ago now. Jesus.
Yeah, I'm trying to think how long ago Left 4 Dead when I was playing hardcore.
Most official thing I did was go with Keith to KB Toy Works to a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament.
I think I remember that.
I did a couple of those too.
Yeah.
Back in doing those and Pokemon.
When KB Toy Works was a thing here in Reno.
Yeah.
And then they had the ones over at Party
What was
Universe and all that.
Yeah.
So.
What was the card we got?
We got like a Cosmos Queen from doing it.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
But like it wasn't regulated or anything. They gave you like this little time card or this little stamp card, and you'd walk up to them and you'd be like, we played each other, and they'd just like stamp it. Once you got all your stamps, you got the cards. So we just like go and play with the toys in KB Toy Works. And then we walk back. We'll be like, yeah, we battled.
Yeah,
he won. We'd like switch off wins. And
Yeah,
stuff
but
like
they had to know that was happening, right?
Well,
Like,
yeah. There was so many
they
people
really
there.
didn't care.
There wasn't room for all of them to
All
play.
it was just encouraging people to come by and play.
And
there was no
buy
legitimate
toys.
brackets. They didn't have
Oh
tournament
yeah,
rules.
it was all
banned
pulled with this other toys.
Yeah, they were just trying to get you to buy toys.
And then I think after Call of Duty, it was League of Legends for years of my life.
Yeah,
so I know that life. I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it.
It made me a terrible salt pile. I just don't. I don't want to travel down that road.
I've seen a meme going around. It's pretty great. It's when you stop playing League of Legends, and it's the thing from Fallout, like the little status effect thing, and it said you're no longer being poisoned by a toxic cloud.
Exactly. Yeah,
I saw
that's
that
exactly
too.
what it is. Like my mentality now is so much healthier. I can actually have a conversation without thinking in the back of my mind, this guy eats shit. Dude, all the time.
Call of Duty did that to me.
Yeah.
Like I would get so angry at games when I was playing Call of Duty. I just fucking rage, just yelling. Ah!
See, I think when I
would
played
at times, but
yeah, when I played, it was one of those things where it was like early YouTube, and people were sharing a lot of the like map exploits and where to shoot through walls and where to time or when after the map would load where to shoot, even if it was on the other side of the walls, and you can already hurt them, so you can delay the enemy team. So by the time you actually played competitively, a lot of those things you already knew exactly where to go.
Yeah.
No, this was Call of Duty.
Okay,
yeah.
I thought
like
so,
this,
but-
like the whole 42-second nuke in Modern Warfare 2, because you look at the sky from spawn and just keep shooting nuke tubes with one-man army, and they can't move from spawn.
Yeah, it's stuff like that, and that's kind of led to it all. But after League of Legends, now I don't really have a game. It's kind of just play.
Yeah.
I just play Street Fighter.
Yeah,
for the most part.
I've seen you've been playing that for quite some time. But
Yeah.
when you and I first met, it must have been 5 years ago now.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause we worked at Walmart together for like 3 years. years, I think. But the first time you and I really started talking before I moved to electronics, you were telling me about this game and everything. I don't think I caught the name at first. You were telling me about this game and all that stuff, and I was sitting there listening to you, and I go, that sounds like a game I played a while back called League of Legends. You're like, it is League of Legends. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't realize you were talking about League of Legends this whole time. Because I had jumped in like 2 matches or whatever. But like the whole time you and I worked at Walmart, you were all about that League of Legends, man.
You tried to get me to play League, and I was having none of that. I was having none of that.
Right now, my MOBA of choice is Heroes of the Storm, just because of simplicity.
I would do it again, but I'm just done.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done with MOBAs too. I played Smite
I'm done with
a lot.
games like Overwatch. I'm done with games like Borderlands. I'm done with games
Borderlands.
like Destiny.
That's a bit different though.
But it's all it's either a grind fest or it's hours of your life devoted to ranking up in this silly system. I mean, I play Street Fighter now because there's actually like a in-person community, and you go to local tournaments, and you can still have that like, super dick mentality where you're like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking body you. It's like you suck. But that's in person, so you're actually looking at the guy and telling him he fucking sucks to his face. Rather than
it's more personal.
Yeah, it is.
Tell
it is
people they
personal.
fucking suck
and then
to their
you
face.
You shake hands at the end of it. You're like, all right, you got me, and that's it. And you just move on. But,
so, I have a question for you. So, your first influential game was, what did you say, Age of Empires?
Age of Empires, yeah.
But you said you sucked at the strategy games. But then you moved on to what it seems like just hugely multiplayer competitive games. Mm-hmm. Now, what draws you to those games? Is it purely the competitive nature, or do you like the gameplay in the games themselves more?
I'm pretty sure there's probably the biggest part is like the whole ego thing with video games. Like, I want to be better.
Yeah.
I want that stat. That's actually why I started playing League of Legends, and then also when I stopped is when I realized I really don't care about that anymore. Yeah. But no, it was definitely the I'm better than you mentality, and that just like. That's why.
Yeah, I still get that.
First-person
shooters. At
the same time, though, there's another game that comes to mind when I think of you that I know you played the shit out of, and that's pretty much all the Pokemon.
Oh yeah. If we're talking like handheld,
everybody
games.
Plays
Well, I'm talking games in general, because from what I've heard, you told me you've said Pokemon. Well, games in general, you said saved your life or whatever, but Pokemon you used to play the shit out of, and you really got into that.
That was always my jam. Finding exploits, collecting all the Pokemon.
Messy no.
Yeah. Filling up the Pokédex, getting that stupid Mew in red and blue. And then...
yeah, I did that once.
Yeah.
I was like 18 years old, but I did it.
Oh no! I remember when I used to have one of those early Game Sharks that would help it make it easier. But if you still didn't do the stuff in sequence, it wasn't gonna happen anyway.
Yeah, I mean, because I always liked the Pokemon games, and I got into them and everything, but not in the depth that you got into them. Because I know when you and I both like bought the most recent Pokemon game, not most recent, but back when we were working together and everything. You were teaching me shit I had no clue existed in these damn Pokemon games.
The independent values, the IVs, the experience values.
I was like, damn, there's a whole huge ass meta to these damn games. I thought they were just cute monsters that fucked each other up.
Well, they are on the surface.
Yeah.
But then they have like, the background math where it's like EVs, IVs, you have what's the other deal? You have the breeding, you have the Pokemon ball, the Pokeball determination through the parent and whatever, so like you can have a whole team of the same
Wait, the
Pokeball.
ball does something too?
So like when you breed,
man, you didn't teach me that one.
When you breed a female of one type Pokemon and the male, and you're trying to breed for like competitive breed Pokemon, the mom's Pokeball will carry on into the baby. So into that next egg, when it pops up, it'll have like the icon of the ball that it's in, match the mother's. So a lot of the, especially like the online trading community, when you literally have nothing else left to do, that's what you do. You match, or you find the most ridiculous difficult to find Pokemon Ball. And
So
just
does
make
the
sure your
Pokeball
whole...
affect like stats
So
or
the,
anything?
the ball has no
So
effect.
it's just okay.
Yeah, it's just
it's
because
like
you have
hats in
time.
Team Fortress.
Exactly.
They're
that's
just
exactly
looking
what
for something else to do, so
Mm-hmm.
they want a collection of the same
Yep.
fucking balls on their chin or something like
Yep, that's like because especially in the new games, the animation where the trainer throws the Pokeball out, it'll have the design. So you're like, oh, that guy knows what he's doing because they're all
cool.
the same exact Pokeball, and
guy's
these
got-
are all really
got
well
nothing
that.
but
That guy's
fastballs.
balls are so nice.
And that's one of those things. Yeah, I put thousands of hours into those.
I don't
but
even
they made it even easier in the newer
I don't even know.
games
did.
to
Typing's
train.
in that
What is
game.
it? The Eevees? I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah, EVs and
EVs.
IVs are more obvious now. I mean, you have like a lot of the things that'll tell you, hey, this Pokemon here. A lot of
Yeah.
the little pings and whatever will tell you which ones have higher base values to work off of.
Yeah.
So,
You got a lot of games going on there.
yeah.
So my favorite game, let's see if you can all guess what that is.
I already
It's one
know.
iteration of Diablo.
Diablo
or the other.
2.
Yeah.
Or
Wow, none of you
Exile.
Path of Exile.
Well,
Well,
that's
that's
but
recent.
you're
That's-
right.
you
It
said
does,
influential.
it does stem from my love of Diablo 2. Because Path of Exile, for anyone who doesn't know, is a free-to-play action RPG, which some have called, and I would agree, the spiritual child of Diablo 2.
Sounds like he's doing an ad for him.
yeah.
I am, man. I want more people to play that game. More people.
that
for
game
me to
deserves
play.
more reps.
sponsorship.
I will-
for
I will play it. I don't know if I'll play a lot, but when it comes to the Xbox, I
But
will
you know,
play it.
I played it a lot, especially with Kyle and Rage Cage.
You played it a
Or
little bit.
not? Yeah, well, Kyle is
Yeah.
Rage Cage. With Brad and Kyle,
Yeah.
Rage Cage. For quite a bit, but it's just one of those things where it was hard for me to go back to old school.
games while you were
Yeah,
in
just
the
like the
competitive
graphics, and then I'm just like, man, I'd really rather do that. I mean, I'd be more willing now, but back then I was just like,
At the time, so this game was made by. If you guys don't know, I'll tell you. This game was made by a couple guys in New Zealand who loved the shit out of Diablo 2 and said, "Hey, Diablo 3 is not coming out. We've been playing this game forever. We want a sequel, so let's fucking make it."
Did they really make that before Diablo 3 came out?
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, it's been out
this
for a while.
game.
It's just really
I found this game because I was sitting there going, exactly what they did. I've been playing the shit out of Diablo 2. I want a new action RPG. And out of nowhere, I found this game called Path of Exile, and it looked rough. The website was rough. It was like choppy colors and everything.
the game.
It
had
was
two
it was
acts.
in closed
Basic
It was in
knowledge.
closed beta. It had one act.
one act.
It was in
back then.
closed beta. The only way to get in was to sign up with an account, and they had a timer. Every 30 minutes, it would choose an account in their system and send them a beta key. And I would sit there waiting for my goddamn beta key.
I remember
for
that.
hours. I'm like, I want to play this fucking game.
I've
I
done
watched
that-
a
I've
few
done that for games
previews.
too. I can't
And
remember what
compared to
game.
Diablo 2, this game was light years ahead of it. The water textures and everything. It looked good at its time, and it still does. It's kept up with the things. It might not be top dollar good. It might not
That's
be
like
triple
World
A
of
good.
Warcraft. The comparison from when it first came
But
out.
so
to
this
now.
game hit every spot for me as far as nostalgia goes for Diablo 2. It felt the same playing it combat wise and everything, and it made me think. No other game in the world has had me sitting there on the phone in my bed for 4 hours just planning one character build. Or sitting at work on the shitter for 30 minutes, not realizing I've been there for a long
And
time,
your legs
planning
are
a Diablo build, and I come out with numb-ass legs. Edwin knows.
That's what you do when you work at Walmart.
Yeah, man.
You gotta grind
I
out
think
as much time
I've
as you
developed
can.
a very small bladder because of Walmart. Because I'm
So, let me clear up something, a little backstory here. All of us are just average-ass dudes. None of us have any, like, game development jobs or anything like that. We're just average dudes. 3 of us worked at Walmart for several years.
One of
One
us
still
still
works
does.
at Walmart. Yeah, we're nothing special. We're just guys who feel like we got some game shit to talk about, and it could be pretty entertaining as best we can. But yeah, so back to Path of Exile. I'm gonna talk the shit out of it. I love this game.
Exile podcast.
I just one day I
later.
might.
That's
No,
on
there's
Tuesdays.
the problem with that is you run out of things to talk about between patches. But yeah, these game developers, Grinding Gear Games, they're like a team of over 100 now, and they're just dealing out these expansions. They just recently announced that the game is coming to Xbox One, which is insane. It's awesome.
Oh, I hope they cross-platform stuff.
They're not. They're going to be separate servers
Microsoft shuts
between
that
the
shit
computer
down.
and the Xbox. They're separate servers. They're never going to combine them.
Because of Microsoft.
But they haven't said anything about PS4. Xbox is just a lot easier to publish to because there's a lot less restrictions. I could publish to Xbox One if I wanted to.
Oh yeah, they've got all that dev kit.
Yeah,
stuff
but
now.
then they locked it
And
down.
then the biggest announcement a couple months later, I know a couple of you have heard of this, but the original plan was to eventually have 10 acts and remove the difficulties because they felt that's a problem that the genre has had with the action RPGs have always had the thing where you beat the game once and then you have to go through the whole game again in the next higher difficulty, which was a great way to progress your characters in a game where there wasn't too many acts. But it's just old and people get tired of it, especially when you're like a lot of the Path of Exile players who build character after character after character. And I've built hundreds of these things and I'm just tired of going through these acts. But they plan on releasing, or at least they said, Act 5 with this new expansion. And they surprised the shit out of everyone. They released Act 5, or they're going to release Act 5, Act 6, Act 7, Act 8, Act 9, and Act 10. And they're removing all the difficulties already. People predicted that they were gonna remove cruel difficulty, but not all the difficulties. So it's gonna be one long game all the way to the end game, and that's it. You don't have to play through the game over again. It's just gonna be freaking awesome.
That is.
But yeah, my love for that game, that game gives me Diablo nostalgia because I mean we played the shit out of Diablo for years. Diablo 2 it was my all-time favorite game, and to the point where we would skip school just to sit and play Diablo for hours and shit. We got into the super meta of that game, just like with the trading and the leveling and all that stuff.
GSP. God, Jimmy was so deep into JSP at one point. I was surprised he didn't make money off of that.
I actually, when Diablo 3 first came out, Diablo 2 JSP, which is a forum that you sell your real items in the game for forum gold and everything. I took my entire Diablo 2 account with all my stuff, turned it into forum gold, and bought gold in Diablo 3. Like a shit ton back when the real money auction house was in it.
I'm so happy I ended up making money on
You
that
did,
damn
you
auction
fucker.
house. I made so much money.
You made money off that real money auction house.
Yeah, I got lucky with some of those damn drops, but I think it was just more gullible people wanting these just quick, low-level, super big strength boosts.
I am horrible at capitalizing on making shit in games. I'm always too late to the game. I don't get my shit in there in time. I always want to perfect stuff before I sit in it, and then by then it's too late and everything. But yeah, Path of Exile, it's funny. I find that while I'm playing it, I have nostalgia for it. As I'm playing it, I'm like, man, this brings me back to playing this exact part.
I do that
Not too long ago.
playing that old
You have
Call of
such a
Duty.
hard boner for that game.
Oh man, it's so good. I love it.
You're talking about the auction house, and it reminds me of I played Guild Wars a lot when it first came out, and I had a couple max level characters, and I just collected crap because I never would sell all my mats, and I stopped playing for a year, and I went back, and the community was so small. Everything was so expensive, and I got enough stuff to buy all the actual because you can transfer gold into in-game the special currency, and I got enough money just selling all the mats that I'd collected to buy all the upgrades. I have the deluxe edition now, and basically the season pass for it, which I don't think they're gonna put any more DLCs anyways, but just all that stuff, all the cosmetic stuff you can buy. Just from shit that I just had sitting on my character for a year. Too? I am on your account. Your account's my account, and I bought you a new account.
Oh yeah,
because you never played that game.
Yeah, no, and then I still never played it after you bought me another one.
Yeah, I know. You played it literally once.
Here's another.
The game looks good. I like the world in that game. Guild Wars 2. I like
the combat.
I like the
compared to
world.
other
I like the
MMOs.
races and classes. It's that MMO, man. I can't do MMOs. I don't know
That's
what it
the only
is.
MMO I can really get behind.
As soon as you play it, like I sometimes get like those urges, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
You find yourself it's like, man, I really want to play just an MMO. I want to be this really crappy dude that starts out basic as hell and then gets super strong, and then you get to the game like Final Fantasy 14, I think, right? That's the big MMO. Got to level 23 and I'm just like, I'm done.
I'm done.
I did WoW,
my dude looks kind of cool now. I'm good.
I did 6 characters in WoW. I got them all to level 20 doing that like free trial stuff. Done. I only have one character
I
had boosted max that I got that I played through all the way. I think it was 80. Level 80 was the max back then. I don't even know. I think it was like before the red expansion or at the red expansion, the Cataclysm.
The red expansion. We'll just call them by colors.
They just go by colors.
You got the green, you got the blue, you got the red, you got the brown.
Well, and then you got that other green one.
Yeah,
the pandas.
And they just came all the way back around. Yeah. I thought the panda was the brown one. That's what I was going with.
And it's just, they I think if they were just free, they'd be better. Like I'm itching to try some of the free
I wish they had
ones.
just like kind of like Guild Wars has. I think now they're free, but they have like premium account type thing.
Oh well, that's the same thing Elder Scrolls Online has, and I guess they've been doing much better.
And the Old Republic does that now too.
Yeah, and I'm just I don't want to still invest $40-$60 on the game because it's still first full price. And
my disappointment: Elder Scrolls Online.
Really?
I could not stand that game.
Enjoy the world. That's my thing with MMOs. If the world is exciting, I can sit there and enjoy the world. The Elder Scrolls world does remind me of an Elder Scrolls game. And I played it till about level 20 and everything.
The world does.
But then after that, I moved on to other things.
But the character format is just...
That
kills me.
Absolute garbage. I hate that there's 3 classes. And,
it's like that...
A guy I work with named Kyle, he's really getting into it now. He has like 6 characters at max level. He's really getting back into it. But I'm like, dude, there's 3 classes. And he's like, but the classes don't matter. You pick them and it determines like 2 of your skills total. And then the rest is whatever you choose with your weapons and stuff like that.
Yeah, when you say end game or max level, do you mean like max normal character level or max end game level? Because that's like another like 300 levels now
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, there's
okay, he's working on the one I saw him playing was like 261.
Yeah, because I have a friend, and Justin, you know him. He played that more than anybody. He's got like an actual max level character.
That's crazy.
And it's so weird to me though because he plays a wizard and he's like, "Oh no, I'm gonna go with a 2-handed mace and heavy armor." I'm like, "Aren't you a wizard? What's going on here?"
You can.
He's like, "Yeah, I can just do whatever. I
like
gotta level
Elder
everything
Scrolls.
up so I can get to max level." I'm like, that doesn't sound proper to me.
Well, yeah, because the game gives you pretty much every tool. Like you start out with a template. And then you just build it the way you want it, same like you did in Skyrim.
See, I can kind of see why you wouldn't expect a mage to not have, like, heavy armor, but it's the way they give the heavy armor out to the mage. Like, there should be a mage-specific heavy armor. Because my mage is still not going to use the same heavy armor as a fucking paladin. It just doesn't make sense. It has to be
you want battle mage armor.
Exactly.
A separate class of armor. See, in Morrowind, Elder Scrolls 3, I would rock heavy armor with a robe over the top of it all the time. Pauldrons sticking out and shit.
I remember that.
That game was awesome, man. I had a system in that game where I would just fly around the world because you had the levitate spell. I had a staff that would cast like a low level levitate because the higher level was how fast you would go. I would cast a low level levitate that lasted like 5 minutes, so I could stay up in the air like for days. And then I had a dagger that would last like 30 seconds, but it'd be super high level. So I'd go quick, but as soon as that ran out, I'd still have the other one, so I didn't fall to my death. So I just traveled through the world like that and everything. That. And I got that character up to like level 40 or something on Morrowind, and that was the highest I ever did. I was like, damn, this is working out good.
I never played Morrowind or Oblivion very much.
Okay, I thought you were about
Skyrim
to say
though. Between all the times I played Skyrim, I've probably got
I watched people play Morrowind, but I got into it on Oblivion and then Skyrim.
I think
after Skyrim, I was
I played the shit out of some Oblivion.
I expected so much. I was disappointed with certain things in Skyrim. Going from.
So you never really played it a lot?
What?
Skyrim?
Oh, I played a lot of Skyrim.
Okay. I thought you were saying that you just watched people play Skyrim.
No, I've only watched people play Morrowind.
Oh, Morrowind. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, and Oblivion, I liked how the jumping level and all that, and you get higher and all that.
Yeah, that's the classic Elder Scrolls leveling style.
No, I'm actually happy.
And then
really?
Then they used
what that style?
No, acrobatics as an ability. That was just.
It was goofy, but it's a game.
I don't know if you know, but
you can leap over little huts and stuff, and
that was the thing is
you can just get away from other creatures by taking off all your armor, just be like naked grease man on Family Guy.
Naked death guy or greased up death guy.
That's exactly what you end up happening.
Can't kiss me. I'm touching on the candy.
So acrobatics actually works different in Morrowind and Oblivion. I don't know if you guys know the difference, but in
Morrowind you could jump and never hit the ground again.
Well, that was a different thing. Oblivion, when you increase your acrobatic skill to max level, you could jump really high and all that stuff. In Morrowind, it was no height unless you moved forward. It was like an arch. You could leap over mountains if you arched it right. And that was another quick way to get through Morrowind for me, was using things that increased my acrobatics by a shit ton and just jumping through the world like a fucking rabbit and shit.
Just do the barbarian.
More like
barbarian.
It's like the whole just make a character green.
Flea jumping everywhere.
Yeah, it was good, man.
I still think that's my favorite build ever in a Diablo game.
Yeah. That leap quake. You know, if you played it a little bit now,
it's dead.
They have a set for it.
They do.
It's now a really good barbarian build. There's a set for it, and you can still do leap quake. It now also casts avalanche.
Oh wow! So start cascading just
so what they've done with Diablo, I still play a shit ton of Diablo with my wife. We play it on the console and everything. Mm-hmm. My wife is Paragon level 700 and something.
Good lord!
She plays the shit out of that game. I got her into that, and I made a monster out of it.
I remember back when we were at Walmart, and you guys were still dating or just recently married, and you guys were just barely getting into that game.
Yeah, I tried getting her into it.
I remember I was the one who rang you up when you bought that damn game.
Yeah. We now have 2 copies and 2 Xbox Ones, and we play in separate rooms.
And then they occasionally accidentally sign in on my profile.
Oh no, that's Matthew. That's my son, my baby. He'll play with the controller and sign Steve out from Xbox.
I'm just hanging out playing a game and just bloop. Oh fuck!
You
would be signing on another console.
I'm like, ooh, Uncle Steve's gonna be mad.
I text you every time too.
Yeah, Steve's my brother. Just so everybody knows.
Did we? I thought you already said that.
No, I didn't say that. No one needed to know. We're twins. We always do that at Walmart. We
just did that yesterday.
It's my twin brother, and they'd be like, "Really?" We'd be like, "No."
Oh, you guys look similar enough to pass off as twins.
Yeah, kind of. But yeah, and we play the shit out of it on the console. And what they've done with the game essentially is just made these super. All the sets are just like god tier. They'll increase your damage of some sort of build by 2,000%.
Wow.
So that you're just going on these insane greater rift levels up to 100 and everything. If you're not using a set, one of these god tier sets, then you're 1/10 of the strength of anyone who is. So you can't compete in the game unless you're using one of these sets. The way that they have it so that you can just use some of these normal uniques is they have a set called Legacy of Nightmares, which is the Litany of the Undaunted and Wailing Host rings. That as long as you don't have any other set bonus but that one, your damage is increased by 100%, and the damage you take is reduced by 4%. So you can. Oh no, that's okay. for each not unique for each ancient version of a legendary.
Oh, I feel like
so you have to actually collect those ancients.
That's what I love about games, because somebody who doesn't know what you're talking about, even like this, like I play games probably more than I don't know about you, but I probably play games more than anybody here.
No, he probably works full time, so you probably play games more.
Wait.
I think on average it's like 10 hours a week.
Yeah,
wow.
So
it's like 10 hours in an hour for me. I play 4 different games, but it's like he was literally speaking another language there because I didn't understand it. But I play so many games, and it's so funny because like I'll be at work and there'll just be like an old coworker dude's like 50, and he's just staring at me and somebody as we're talking about a game. He's like, "What the fuck are you guys talking about?"
Old people don't understand it, but that's one thing I loved about Diablo 2. Me and my buddy Kyle used to play it all the time when we were in high school. We'd walk around just to mess with people. We would start talking about the items. We talk about like Hotos, which is Heart of the Oak, or CTA, and stuff like that. We just have like full conversations. There's little things that like, the fuck are you guys talking about? We're talking in like code and shit. But
like mentioning Sojas and all that.
Sojas, exactly. SOJs as most people call them, but we came up with stupid names, Soj.
Photos.
You guys been playing anything good?
I've gone back to playing old games, specifically old Call of Duties.
Yeah, no, I mean, not necessarily any of the latest and greatest
But
games.
I still haven't finished the Phantom Pain. And that game is incredible.
Phantom Pain?
Metal Gear Solid 5, Phantom Pain.
Okay, that's what I thought.
If you couldn't play, you're crazy. The game's amazing.
No, I played it a little bit. I just I have
there's
so many other games. I try to limit myself to what I play.
Buy games that I never play.
Free to play right now.
That's the curse
Paragon.
of Steam and Steam sales.
Paragon.
You
got Smite. They're all the same. I can't get into those, man.
Smite's the only
We're back on the MOBA turf.
Well, it doesn't feel like a lot of the...
It is a
that's
MOBA,
why I
correct?
liked it.
Paragon?
It is. It has 3 lanes and it has the jungles.
Is it isometric view? Top down?
It floats. It
floats like.
It has a first person feel to it.
Interesting. I'd have to look at it to see what you mean.
Another reason why I like this game, it is cross-platform. I can play on my PlayStation with you on your computer. I do it with my friend Jake, Jimmy's cousin, all the time. He plays on the computer. I play on my PlayStation. And then I have my brother, Jimmy's brother, my brother, playing on my computer, and we'll just have a team of 3 and just max team of 5. And
Is there like a lot of characters, stuff like that?
There's a lot of characters, and they're coming out with new ones still.
Isn't it pretty new?
Yeah, it's pretty fair.
Free to play. Do you have
3 years? 2-3 years now?
Do you have access to all the heroes, or
Oh, yeah.
do you have to buy them?
You have access to all of them. There's certain things you don't have access to because the way it plays, it's like almost like a card game with the skills, and you get them in card packs, and you just put them in a certain order.
Well, damn it! They stole one of my video game ideas.
That reminds me of Garden.
It is a great game. It is, even if you're not into a MOBA, it is one to take a look at because it's not like the other MOBAs out there.
That's what every MOBA out there says.
Yeah, right. It is.
That's what the MOBAs say.
Yeah, but then you get into the meta. You get into all that. It's the
exact same. Like that's why I stopped playing Smite.
Doesn't matter when you play Smite. Doesn't matter when you play League of
stopped
Legends.
playing Smite.
Doesn't matter when you play like Heroes of the
played
Storm.
so much.
And it's the same thing for Paragon because I've seen the videos, like the competitive. It's like the same stuff. I mean, they have different terminology, of course, but it's the same meta.
Core.
It's the same
MOBA.
core game. You know, you have the lanes, you have the stuff in between the lanes, if it's called the jungles or whatever, or the wilderness or the grass or whatever the hell they call it. But it's all the same game. I mean, it's just
it's like,
I mean, a lot of people love them. I played 3,000 plus hours of it in my life in MOBAs, but
I mean, I'm a little pissed at Heroes of the Storm right now because my favorite character, the monk from Diablo, Karazim. I whooped ass with him because he was. Okay, he was overpowered, but still, they changed him completely. He was super good DPS. He'd jump in. He was like an assassin. He'd like wreck people, but he could keep anyone alive at the same time. He was like a super awesome healer. He didn't die super quick. his ultimate could make you immortal for a few seconds and then heal to half health, and then you could just get away with the dash. But they completely changed him. He doesn't do shit for damage anymore, and he has like these odd heals. So I was a little bummed when I got on last time because I was getting like MVP for like the last 10 matches that I played every time.
That's like in Smite, like their main healer is one of the mages that I freaking get the most kills with, because she's also like, she has like a chain heal, so you connect to them, and then whenever you use any of your moves, it heals who you're connected to and you. But there's one of her moves explodes you and whoever you're connected to, and like just magical damage. So you connect with somebody who has good leaps, like Odin is like the top example, because he's like the only guy that is just his leap. So he jumps in there and hits, gets them down to like 10% health, and then you explode, they're dead.
the wombo combos. Yeah. That's just how
Smite has a lot of like ridiculous ones. Like there's people that can like go into another character, and then there's people who can jump to another character. So you go into the character, jump, and then that person jumps to another character as they're in their ult, which is up in the air, and landing on top of somebody.
That's overkill, man.
It is, but that's one of the great things. That's one of the good things.
That's what makes them unique. They got to do those ridiculous things.
If you get really good at those gimmicky things, and I mean, still the gimmicks can always get shut down.
Oh yeah,
but
yeah, that's one thing. Like a lot of times, people like with the freaking the Striker Titan on the Destiny, people got so irritated with its shoulder charge, but it's like. One of the things that it's coming up now, shotguns. I don't care who you are. If you know how to use a shotgun, you can shut down a shoulder charge. One of the things I don't like about it, though, a Titan that's a superhuman being and a shotgun come clashing together. Yes, the Titan's going to die, but I still think that the inertia should still go through, and
of his dead body crashing into them.
Yeah, exactly.
It all makes perfect sense in your head, but it's one of those things.
Yeah.
It would make you so angry. Yeah, it's like back in the old days.
You can just imagine the salt going on.
It's like the early Halo games where you would get the energy sword and you were able to leap and do like the charge and kill them, and then they introduced the shotgun being able to block them away with the melee.
Yeah, or just melee in general. Like now, I haven't really played 5, but I know that even if you just have like your fist somehow, you can just clash back, with. It's what's supposed to be a one-shot weapon. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and I actually really like it that way, because before it was just and then you'd still die even if you traded with it. So sometimes it's just I'm happy that game balances come that way where. Yeah, it makes sense in the real world. This thing's leaping at you. It should probably maybe not kill you outright, but still take you down. But
in every competitive game or anything like that, everyone's gonna have that one thing, or maybe even a few, that just pisses them off. They think it's unbalanced. Maybe the whole community thinks it's unbalanced and everything, and it's that one thing that everyone has salt for and everything. But once they do something about it, they're just going to find another thing. Yeah. And there's I don't think there's
always going to be somebody who complains.
I don't think there's any such thing as true balance when it comes to competitive games.
You can't.
And
the game would be so boring.
I mean, it's something that game developers always have to look at, whether they want to devote their time to balancing stuff that's just going to bring up more things that are unbalanced, or work on possibly increasing the content or stuff like that.
That's one of my things with the Destiny crew is like they'll actually listen to the people too much, and like they'll change way too much up, and it's like, I understand you want to do something to please everybody, but you can't can't please everybody.
Developers also have to know when not to listen to this shit. A lot of people have gone down because of that.
I haven't played Destiny in a while, but isn't it, from what I've heard from a friend who's still playing, haven't they really nerfed the shotguns and the new meta's snipers?
They did at one point, but then they bring them back.
Shotgun battles. And that's when I played multiplayer, which I really didn't play a lot. All it was just shotgun battle, shotgun battle, shotgun battle.
It got to that point, and then I was like, they ended up the reason why I'm starting to have problems with the way they're nerfing the Titan is they've kept on nerfing it. They haven't
Yeah.
They still get these complaints because somebody gets smashed by somebody like me that plays the Titan
All the time.
It's like, you're gonna get hit by me.
Playing the Titan, Pete. Come on.
No,
Give in to the crowd.
I slide. I do that power slide that gets right under the shotgun, and then I pull out the shoulder charge.
You're like, I'm the asshole that's going to do whatever I think is fun, even if it pisses you the fuck off.
Exactly.
Like, I'm the guy who plays the OP guy now every single time because you know what? That's fun for me.
No.
Everyone
You want to talk
dance.
about OP? There's another Titan. All my friends went to playing, and I'm like, you guys are sick because all it is the Hammer Titan.
It's like,
fucking throwing these damn
the main melee guy now has a ranged one shot.
And he just comes out of nowhere.
You're still talking about Destiny, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
See, I know what he's talking about because I played Destiny
There's 3
quite a
classes
bit,
for the
too.
Titan. There's the Striker. There's the
I
Bubble.
know the subclass.
And then there's the newer one, which is...
What I was going to ask
new
is,
subclasses
have
to-
any of you guys played Titanfall?
I do.
Oh my god! I played the beta for it.
Which one? Number 1 or number 2?
And I loved the shit out
Yeah, I
of it.
only
Now
played
my
the
friends
first
got
one,
the game,
I
and
didn't like
I haven't been able to afford it yet. I'm like,
But you're going to. I got you.
Yeah,
I hear
I love that
the
game.
second one, from what I've been hearing and everything, people aren't liking the second one as much.
Really?
No,
I think it was a
heard-
lot better.
Yeah, they said it was the better
Okay,
game. The
maybe
problem,
I'm wrong,
the problem
but-
that hurts is the community's small because EA
That's the thing is you can't
chose
find
to
games.
release
Oh, yeah.
Titanfall 2 like within a month or like a month and a half of Battlefield 1.
Yeah,
And-
it's like
and
it's a
Call of
Battlefield
Duty.
game.
Yeah, which
You're
is-
not going to beat that.
But not just Battlefield, but it's like the community's choice Battlefield. They all wanted a World War One Battlefield, so they got a World War One, and everybody like
Which I
slammed
played.
It was also...
Which
I
I
do-
played.
which is
I
an
have.
incredible game.
It's pretty good. I'll tell you what.
I don't know. I just felt like it was just a reskin of
Did you
the
play
most
it?
recent games. I played the beta, but I know that doesn't really say... that
Yeah,
doesn't really
I mean,
say
I
a lot.
have it. I've been
Yeah,
having
more.
pretty good fun with it. I like the art style and everything. The areas feel nice.
The
The
sounds are really good. Like people on fire. When you
Battlefield's
impale a
great.
guy, when you skewer them with a bayonet.
Well, I get to play it on my 65-inch 4K TV. but
Yeah, because that game's in 4K, right?
with my surround sound and everything.
God.
It's nice. The bayonet is pretty cool. You can use that to run across the map.
Yeah. My
'Cause
favorite.
you just charge, he goes fast, and then he stops for a second and it recharges. You can charge and go fast
My
again.
favorite deal is absolutely like the sweet spots on the rifles. All the sniper rifles have that range where a torso shot and above will get a one-hit kill.
Yeah, that's
So, like,
awesome. 'Cause
There's a lot of-
I've had some pretty good luck with sniping.
And I'm one of those.
There's a
dudes
lot of
that,
campaign
I'll
on
charge,
that, too.
I'll charge in.
There is,
be
man.
super close and then just like whip it out because I'll always get like the short 75-meter one. Just ploo.
Yeah,
And just like switch out to my pistol and that's what I'm using.
That's
half the game.
what I really didn't like
That's
about
fun,
sniping in Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 is that I'm just like, I get perfect center of mass body shots and I'm like, he's not dead, and
You
somebody
know-
just shoots him once and kills him.
You know, is it just me? It kind of feels like there's not really much bullet drop in this game.
Well,
Battlefield
because
1.
the guns don't have the range they did in the other ones.
Yeah.
'Cause
Well,
you're talking about 4 and 3 where you could take over 1,000-meter shots.
Yeah, for sure. But maybe it's just because the scopes aren't as high powered. But I'm looking for 1,000 yards, and I've been aiming at people, and I watched the bullet go right over their head because I'm trying to take into account some bullet drop,
Overcompensate.
and I aimed just a little bit above them, and that's when I hit them. I'm like, there should be a lot more than that.
Well, it just
Maybe
just
they
depends.
reduced it, or maybe I'm just
Well, it just
tripping.
depends because you can always adjust the sight because it's
Yeah,
like
you
75 meter, 150.
Yeah, there's a
300.
bunch of different.
So once you got the
power
dial down on
Is that
those,
the
then-
zeroing only goes up to 300 in that game?
Well, because I think the max distance. I mean, you can get 500 or 600 meter shots, but that's so
Yeah,
it's so
not like-
impractical
not like
because you're not going to do
Battlefield
that.
3.
Yeah,
But
a lot
yeah,
of it's
Keith-
like semi-urban and like in between trenches and stuff. So you're not going to see a whole lot of people running through open fields. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah, Keith, you're right. There is a lot of campaign to that. As far as I can tell, I started doing the campaign thing, and it just like most first-person shooters, the campaign is much prettier than the multiplayer.
Oh yeah.
But
It's
doing
the stories
this
are great.
tank level and just Don't get attached to any of the characters. That's what I can tell you.
Yeah,
Game of
yeah.
Thrones.
Doesn't that start out with you just playing a thing that you will constantly die until...
The first thing it says is none of
certain
these people are meant to survive.
Yeah, but you try to stay alive for as long as you can, but you just run out of ammo.
It's war. They
just
all die.
switches to the next person. And
That's just the first like little tutorial level. But then after that, I was doing this tank level, and it's pretty sweet because you're in that tank and you gotta like jump out and fix it. And it's pretty dramatic. There's good story aspects to it as well. And then like it gets foggy and you have to get out.
And you get to
I don't want to spoil too much, but
I played through those.
Sad.
oh man, there is the multiplayer game mode. What is it? Pigeons or something?
Is there really a multiplayer mode now?
Well,
now is
it
it in there from the start?
Well, yeah, it was always in there.
But yeah, no. Oh, you're talking about the one where you have to grab it and throw it up.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying like air
and...
superiority came back, only you were pigeons.
Okay, no.
That would be amazing.
The team, like everyone can see where the pigeon is at all times.
Yeah,
and the team holds it, and they have to like cook the pigeon.
I've seen
not
gameplay
literally
of that,
cook the pigeon, but they have to write a note and let the.
It's kind of like
a
mix of domination and oddball.
Yeah,
actually,
but I was having a great time with this one match because they dropped like these special packages, and it was this where you remember Juggernauts from Modern Warfare 2?
Oh, like the elite class
or one of the Modern Warfares where you can just like put on a Juggernaut suit and just be badass. Well, it was like that. I was fully armored, and I had these like insane dual wielding rapid fire SMGs. And you would just go around and just wreck anyone. Anyone that you saw was dead. It didn't matter what.
Yeah.
And they could not kill you. They didn't pierce my armor once. And I went through that whole pigeon match. And I didn't die once. No, I mean, I think I died like twice before I got the armor. But I just wrecked the whole team with that thing. I'm like, this is extremely overpowered.
Well,
they can't kill
it's
me.
like
it's not that strong.
It's like the battle.
Maybe I just got lucky. I was in the
got
castle level, so I was in closed areas.
I got like 90 levels in that game, I think, as far as like a lot of, shooters. That's my thing. But yeah, I mean, there's always ways around it, but in certain instances, oh man, that is strong. I mean, the only thing that sucks is that it takes a while for you to reload, so in between that time...
It does take a little while to reload, and the cliffs aren't huge.
Yeah, me and my friend, we always go in pairs against elites, because they'll eventually have to reload, and then you just take out your club and just, like, start... Because he's going to have to turn eventually.
Or something.
Yeah, so as soon as, like, he turns, someone has the back on him, and then just...
beat him down.
Yep, just beat him to death.
That's amazing.
It's hilarious, because they can't do anything.
Good.
Especially a lot of them will try to like melee you back while they're reloading, so you never get to reload, and it's 2-on-1, so you're just sitting there clubbing each other.
Stop. Oh, it reminds me of that scene in Shaun of the Dead with the pool cues against the zombie.
Such a good
Don't stop me. The song's just going and they're just beating the zombie. That's how you take them out. So Edwin, I really want to know about Street Fighter. What got you into Street Fighter? Did you play other Street Fighters before this game?
No, that was actually my Ultra Street Fighter 4, which is the iteration before the current one. I just got into it because my roommate was a really good Street Fighter player, and I would watch him play, and I'm just like, man, how do you do this?
They get pretty wild, and it's just like a one-dimensional platform.
Well, it's called, well, I don't even know what it's called.
Or 2D, obviously.
It's a 2D game.
I mean, as far as you can't step to the side.
Yeah, it's not like Tekken. It's
just a flat platform and everything.
It's just the 2D
like Soul Calibur where you could circle.
Yeah, you can't do that.
I mean, I played a little bit. I played like Super Street Fighter Turbo and everything. I was never good at it. My trick was always to pick Ryu or Ken and walk up to them as they're punching me in the face and grab them and roll them against the wall. And I got all the way through the game and beat the last boss doing that once. But that was just my trick. I just walk up, grab them, and roll. I just had that grapple roll. I'm like, damn, I'm good at this game.
There's so much to that. Well, because I mean, initially I had no idea, but my friend, he's a relentless dick when it comes to teaching. He's not a teacher. He's like super.
Oh, as far as if you're like
confident.
versing him?
Yeah, and that's how I learned the game. Like, he just whooped my ass relentlessly. But I was determined because every now and again I would get a victory just by like mashing the arcade stick and making sure I got like stuff. And I was so aggressive on the arcade stick that I actually messed his up. And I had to buy him a new joystick. But
stop whipping my ass so much, I'll break your shit.
Because when you first start the game, you realize that certain movements of the joystick and pressing a button will do unique things. Like it'll throw like a fireball, or they'll do the uppercut and stuff. But once you get used to like the whole mechanics and you get the game down and have control over it, you start learning like the tells of other players, like their tendencies, and then you get into the competitive bit, and then it all comes together. But no, yeah, it takes hours.
And that
hundreds of hours.
That fourth rendition of the game, or what was that?
Well, now it's Street Fighter V. Ultra Street Fighter 4 was the one before.
That was the one that he whooped your ass on all the time.
Yeah, and he was a really good Goken player. I can show you guys videos at another time. Maybe spend a podcast talking about it or whatever. But
so have you, since you've gotten good at the game, have you gone back to play any of the earlier games? Does it translate
like earlier Street Fighters? Early Street Fighters? The fundamental bits like the moving and the commands, all that stuff. A lot of that is intuitive and it'll transcend, especially like your ability to block, your knowledge of what things would hit you high versus what will hit you low, that kind of thing. That translates, but combos and stuff, that's all very game specific. Each game has like a unique combo mechanic. So there's a lot of knowledge to learn there.
That's crazy. I mean, I played the hell out of some Soul Calibur.
Yeah. I used to play Siegfried and just do that backslash all the time.
I played Maxi.
That's one fighting game that I got pretty good at, where I could actually, bust out some combos and stuff like that. But Street Fighter, it seems simple, but it's too hard for me, man.
The thing is with that one is a lot of people don't understand. Well, especially like the casual communities who play, and Street Fighter V has tried to cater to them a little too much. But like combos require what are called links, and so it's timing down on the buttons. Every button has like a startup, an active, and a recovery. But sometimes you're able, if you press the button perfectly timed, you're able to hit two buttons as a combo that normally would not combo. And that's where like that added knowledge comes in. And that's really hard for a lot of people to do because it takes hours of practice.
Yeah.
But it's like once you got like a couple 100 hours, every character you can get the feel for the buttons because you understand the timings.
People do that with Smash.
Yeah, I was going to bring up Smash.
It's the same thing, but it's like
they're super competitive.
They do like the micro walks and the dashes and the what is it? The other
Smash
spot.
Crazy.
Yeah, they have a lot of different terminology. But
down smash, up smash.
I know in Smash Bros. In a game that I started playing called Brawlhalla, they have this thing where they'll get like when it's 2-on-1, those two people will get like one person locked in like a vortex where they're just slamming them back and forth on the ground until they're like way past their threshold, and then all of a sudden they just fly away. I'm like, Jesus, man, that's messed up because you can't do nothing. Just put the controller down and go take a shit or something after that. It's ridiculous.
And that's what it was a lot for a lot of older games, especially like old Street Fighter.
A lot of times, it's not even just the timing; it's also the way you hold the controller. There's like a controller style called claw.
That's the unique thing to Smash. It's just
that's weird. Yeah. Man. I never heard
everybody.
It's all though playing a lot of fighting games because I play a lot of anime fighters too. I mean, I'm terrible at them all. But when you play a lot of traditional fighting games or anime fighters or whatever the hell you want to call them. You find a big divide between those people and the people who play Smash, just because the mechanics of the game are different. Like Smash players did a complete party game that was not supposed to initially be at all competitive into like this competitive thing, which Nintendo tried avidly to be like, no, this is a party game. Don't play the game like this.
God, Nintendo's
and a lot of old Street Fighter games, they were the competitive. That was their aim. So when you have a game that traditionally caters to like competitive gamers and then the casual, and then you have like them bridge, there's always like a little bit of a clash. So a lot of the communities don't they don't communicate largely. It's been better now, but I mean, if you go to tournaments, you'll know exactly what to expect.
And then going back to something he said earlier, destroying the sticks. One of the worst games ever that I've had, that everybody loved to play, that always destroyed my sticks. Freaking MMA.
Grappling
You know
stuff.
what? I did that where you're spinning it with the palm of your hand. I did that with Dragon Ball Z Budokai.
Yes. Oh my God. That straight gave me blisters on my palms because you would have to do both of them. And then I ended up figuring out it was just easier to do both analog sticks with one hand and just turn the butter that way.
You know what I did? The reason I destroyed my sticks, because I put it on my bed, and I did it like that, and it just grinded off the face of the sticks. I pulled it back up, and it's like torn to shit. I'm like, damn it. But I won.
Yeah, me and my friends ended up getting, we were like 10 at the time, maybe not even 10, 9.
I think I was
8.
playing like Budokai 2 on the GameCube, so that little tiny nub stick.
No, we were playing on PlayStation 1, and
the C-stick.
we ended up getting weightlifting gloves, because back then they had those thick pads. And then we would just sit there and just grind on it. Just had Kamehamehas and shit at each other, and just grind it, just like,
That's a good game. I got pretty good at it.
Yeah, first person with a sore arm was the one to lose.
Of course, I got good at it. I always picked Krillin because he was super quick, and I just backhand the fuck out of everybody until they fell off. That's my good at a fighting game.
That's where I played Maxie.
Krillin just wrecking on like
good. I hit one
Cell
button
and
every
shit
5 minutes
all day long.
There's actually a technique behind it that if you knew how to do it right, grinding it that hard was too much. Like I could do it.
Well,
I could beat them at that.
Well, yeah, going back, you find out that it'll actually register if you just do it. Not going just going little tiny circles.
Just a tiny bit, and everybody's like
everyone's
wrecking
grinding
their hands.
Yeah, everyone's grinding the
controllers,
carrying everything.
It's like with the GameCube.
And I was sitting there.
If you remember the C stick. It was the little yellow thing, but it was in like a little hexagon.
Yeah.
So when you tried to spin it, it was.
Eventually, you'd grind that down so it wasn't a hexagon anymore.
I don't think I ever did that. But.
It's like I have I have a Pro controller on the Xbox, and you can go into settings and adjust the stick, so you can make like a dead zone. So that would be so amazing for that, because you can make the dead zone like completely perfect and make it like stop, so where you could like come back and it would start it again. Like that. The mapping on those controllers are amazing.
So go ahead.
I actually got to the point where I was actually pushing the controller into one position, and the controller would stay in that position, and I could literally just auto control without auto control.
Oh, because you're so broken.
You worked it so hard that it was sick.
And I'm like,
all the Mad
this
Catz
isn't even my doing.
That you know what that was? That was the old school modded controllers. That's what
The original
modded controllers.
Oh.
So going back to Nintendo, what do you guys think of the Switch?
I think
just
it's
came
interesting.
out, about a week ago or so?
I've heard bad things. I've heard that they sold like half their copies with a lower resolution, busted screen.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know. That might be a rumor, but I mean, it's for sure, as I suspected, there are issues with it, like connectivity of the little
well, it makes
remotes
sense.
and everything.
It's a totally new IP.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm not a big super casual gamer. I mean, I get the appeal of Legend of Zelda games, but I just don't care.
You're not going to be playing. Did you ever play Dark Souls?
I played Dark Souls.
So apparently, this
Souls
new Zelda has some things similar to Dark Souls. It's
a
bit more hardcore.
It's going to be
quite punishing, and your weapons break. And
I've heard that a big problem people are having like within the game is that the weapons break way too fast. You're like, oh, I got this super powerful weapon that breaks in 4 hits.
The weapons break, but there's multiple ones. There's shops to go get them. It has a grind. It has a little bit of a grinding system. Some people might not like that part.
And I guess there's better weapons later on, as you would suspect.
Yes.
That lasts a lot.
And there's ways to repair them and everything.
But yeah, we're getting into the game. I'm talking the Switch console itself. Do any of you plan on getting it at some point?
If it drops to $100,
Yeah,
$100.
There's only one game on their list that I'm even remotely interested in. That's their Monster Hunter release that they have scheduled later this year.
You're a big Monster
and I'm a
Hunter
huge
fan.
Monster Hunter fan, so I love all of those games. there are some stuff that was just like announced at like PAX. I don't know, like a couple hours ago or a couple dozen hours. I don't even know how long ago it was now. But they're just releasing just other games similar to like the Monster Hunter, group killing enormous monsters. That's fun. But other than that, I don't even see myself picking the Switch up for one game.
I mean, I like the idea of the screen in your hand and everything, playing your games there. And all that stuff.
That's like the Wii U. You got the little pad.
Well, yeah, I mean, I do have a Wii U, and I'll probably pick up Breath of the Wild on it and everything, but I might get a Switch when they release a more reliable version of it, because they'll release a better version. Switch Slim, yeah.
Well, they'll do like the Switch Slim XL.
Yeah, but
I'm getting tired of slim style stuff. Only like at least with the handhelds, because they keep on killing the battery life every time.
New consoles in general, I found that if you buy the newest one right when it comes out, you're bound to have problems with it. Oh, yeah. Especially as hardware gets more and more advanced.
Yeah,
more working parts, the more parts to break.
Yeah, so. It's usually safe to always buy the game after like the 1 year when they do that full rebuild and just like issue the next generation of that same console.
It's usually cheaper.
It's
usually cheaper and it's more stable. I mean, unless you're talking about like the Slims with the new consoles that are they have those overheating problems when they have the power supply still in the box.
Oh yeah.
So
you mean that right there, the Xbox One S over there?
Yeah, well, stuff like that where
it's behind the TV on the.
I can see the white from there.
The white one. I have the Xbox.
Is the power supply external? I think
it
doesn't
have a brick. It does not have a brick.
It's it's inside. Okay,
so it's inside. I haven't had any overheating problems.
Well, I mean, you won't at first. It's usually the tendency.
Yeah, I've had it for quite a while and I run it pretty good. I found it's supposed to be quicker than the regular Xbox One. I had a regular Xbox One. I got it probably a year after it came out, and it is a little bit quicker. I find that it runs the games a little bit smoother, but in the menus and everything, it feels like I have sluggish issues with it.
That's just the Xbox dashboard.
Yeah,
it really is. It's awful. Like
I know that, but it feels like
5
compared
times
to the regular
responds.
Xbox One that I have, compared to the regular Xbox One, it seems like the menu's a little bit sluggisher. I don't know. Sluggisher.
Really?
That's
like
a word.
More so?
Like
more sluggish?
More, yeah, because I've compared the two. More sluggish. I've compared the two, and it seems that way. But
it's like they have the preview program on Xbox, but it doesn't update anymore, so you can't get the new dashboard early. I don't know why. They just messed it up when they switched it to an app style instead of just a completely separate thing. But the whole Xbox dashboard with having to hit the center button and it brings up the thing on the side instead of sending you home and you have to do that to go to all your stuff, that's completely going to be gone. It's like, I've heard that it's like 100 times faster and better.
More minimalistic?
New Xbox Home that's coming out. I don't know when it's coming out, but it'll be...
They should, pick a style and stick with it. They're always changing their shit. I still haven't decided if my Xbox One S was a good buy. Because at the time I wasn't aware that Scorpio... was in the works.
Scorpio.
Yeah, Project Scorpio was in the works.
It's in the works. It'll come out eventually.
It's supposed to come out the end of this year, from what I hear.
Really?
I could be wrong, and that's supposed to be a whole new Xbox console. So
yeah, the proper 4K.
Yeah, the proper 4K because this
probably going to have
supports
VR support because they are working on.
Yeah, I even hear
is Microsoft working on some VR?
Oh, I was planning on getting the PlayStation Pro, and then I hear. It's not true 4K resolution.
Yeah,
I was like,
it's basically
never mind.
It's basically 2K.
There'll be
it's like upscaled 4K.
A new, I hear that the PlayStation VR though is a very comfortable headset.
I heard that's
probably the
best VR headset.
VR headset,
unless you want like the full room, but you're gonna have to pay $800 for a Vive.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about any of the VR stuff until they come with one of those platforms where you can actually run on.
That would be.
So that you don't need a whole bunch of space.
So
they
should just have wireless sensors that you can put. At least right now, I don't feel like it would be that hard because they've got the controllers for the 5 at least are so like so well like optimized that it's like you can like throw the controller and like catch it perfectly while you have the headset on because it tracks so well. They could, and they're wireless, so they could put wireless like just little pads. You just put it on the top of your foot, one on each top of your foot, and then you can have a body in the game instead of just floating hands and the floating head.
I have the Gear VR for my phone, and with my glasses, it's very uncomfortable, but I can see better in it with the glasses as well. Usually, that's not an issue.
Yeah, because it's so
But
close.
the problem that I found is making it focus, and I've found that with cheaper VR headsets, when you can move the eyes, adjust them like how close they are together, that makes it easier to focus. And I think just with my eyes or whatever, they're either I have too close together eyes or too far apart eyes or something for the Gear VR, because I could never get it as perfectly focused as I would like.
The one you bought for Dad, it doesn't really work with my phone because my phone has a slight curve to the screen.
Well, yeah, you got a
So
big ass
it
phone
really,
anyway.
it just looks. Well, no, the thing you put it in is way bigger than my phone, and you can't really adjust it on his.
No.
But it's just because of the curved screen, it just makes the sides extra out of focus.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, that's all we have time for anyway. You can follow us on Twitter. We are at Fools Banter. Or you can like and follow us on Facebook by going to facebook.com/foolsbanter. And search for us on YouTube. Unfortunately, we can't get a special URL for that one until we have 100 subscribers. Thank you for joining us on the very first episode. Hopefully you enjoyed it. We're going to try to do this every other week, bi-weekly for now, as far as we can tell. And also possibly do a different podcast. More details on that later. And some YouTube videos, some gaming videos and everything. But yeah, send us any questions you might have. We can possibly read them on the podcast, or just if you want to give us some feedback, that'd be great. Any final words you guys want to say before we go? Any silly words of advice?
Have fun playing games. If you're getting angry, take a break.
There you go.
Go deeper into the
Don't
rabbit hole.
don't kill your
going.
family just because you're pissed off at some little kid on Call of Duty.
These goddamn squeakers.
Just fucking your mom.
So he says, yeah.
So he says.
I promise you, he's not really fucking your mom.
I do have a couple of. So I just one of the things. It's a new channel, so obviously we're getting the hang of it. I'm sure there'll probably be plenty of edits, and if not, you'll get like the full uncut version of us just being total jackwagons while we're just sitting here talking about stuff. But there's a lot of stuff to come. We'll probably be streamlining a lot of stuff so that it's easier to follow. But I mean, we have a ton of content on our minds, so we want to kind of put that to action.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
as far as content goes, I mean, we'll have plenty of that. But yeah, stay tuned.
Yeah, cool.
Have fun.
Clean your butts. See you later.